Yeah, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Let me get a replay, gang. If you're watching the replay, you do not want to miss tonight's training. You do not want to miss tonight's training on Obsessed with Success. I'm not even going to tell you what it's going to be called. I'm not even going to tell you what we're going to talk about tonight, but you definitely want to make sure you check it out. Normally, what we would do is kind of start 5 minutes into it, but I'm trying to get through all 10 laws of influence that I want to share with you for entrepreneurs this morning. So we're going to jump right into it. What got me so hype about this topic is that I had watched that movie, The Social Network, from Justin Timberlake and a bunch of other people. And I wasn't quite a boy band fan, you know what I mean? But his performance in that movie was amazing. I don't know how many of you have seen The Social Network, about the founding of Facebook. And Justin Timberlake was the founder of Napster. You guys remember this? I know it's been a while, but this dude was a master influencer, almost to the point of almost being like, I don't know, it seemed almost, I ain't gonna say slimy, but it's like, dang. And one of the most powerful things that hit me in that, and I said it when I was talking about what today's topic was going to be about, is that influence is the exact opposite of force. It's the exact opposite of force. So what I want to do is I want to give you 10 ways to influence. There are two types of communication. Communication always equals wealth, right? You have internal communication, which we call programming, and then you have external communication, which we call influence. So today what we're going to talk about is these 10 laws of influence. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Here's law number 1. Get clear on your outcome. Get clear on your outcome. Zig Ziglar, you know, sometimes I call myself Zeke Ziglar. He had this famous quote where he was like, you can't hit a target you can't see, right? And you cannot see a target you don't have. I'm going to say that again. You can't hit a target you can't see, and you can't see a target that you don't have. The first law of cultivating influence is you got to know what you want. You know, maybe you're in a relationship and you've argued with your partner over how much they spend on coffee, right? But you ain't really arguing over how much they spend on coffee. You want the security. You want to feel secure from having a couple months of rent money stashed away. You get what I'm saying? What do you actually want? You ever found yourself complaining about your partner's work hours? What you're probably saying is, love me more, damn it. You get what I mean? But because you aren't sure what you want, you end up talking about stuff that don't even matter. We try to influence hundreds of situations daily, and when we accidentally get what we want, we wonder why we're unhappy. Yeah, good morning, everybody. But I hope I'm making sense to you. The first thing is that you need to know what it is you want. Without exception, y'all, all we don't do every single day is related to a feeling that we want to have, a feeling of security, a feeling of excitement, a feeling of love, and so forth and so on. So I want you to start. The first rule is start with knowing exactly what you want to feel. Then you can turn on the influence. Share this if that makes sense. Know the outcome. Know your desired outcome. Type that in the comments and share it with your accountability partner. Here's law number 2. You got to listen first. You have to listen first. Does that make sense? You got to listen first. After you know what it's want, it's time for you to bulldoze towards it, right? No, right? We're not toddlers. What toddlers do is they thrash and they scream for the shiny objects. That's not what we're doing this morning. So then what we got to do is start by posing questions to the target of our influence, right? You know, we always talk about meaningful conversations. Sometimes this is going to be a direct question, right? Like, what can I do to sell you this new car? But a lot of times you want to be more subtle. Like, what are you working on these days? Right? What are you working on these days? That's a little bit more subtle. And then when you listen to your partner, when you listen to your colleague, when you listen to your counterpart, they're going to feel heard. And when that person's glowing with this feel-good vibe, right? Now they'll bend over backwards to hear you out because you made them feel heard. Listening, though, does even more than create receptivity. That's why if you've been rocking with us on Good Morning Millionaire, why, you know, we have whole trainings on listening. I'm still getting my listening skills together. You get what I'm saying to you? But what I want you to understand is that not only does it create receptivity, but you get to hear what they want. And you can use this to negotiate some kind of trade. You're about to hear what I mean when I get the law number 8, but I hope I'm making sense. Ask questions with enthusiasm and a genuine desire to serve, and you're going to multiply your influence. Here's law number 3, y'all. Tell stories. Tell stories. Tell stories. Law number 3 is tell more stories. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? Law number 3 is tell more stories. Tell more stories. This is important, y'all. Tell more stories. Check it out. Human beings think in metaphors and learn through stories. You remember the campfire you always hear about back in the day? Or, you know, this is why Disney and all these other places are so insidious, because the stories they tell the little girls, and yes, even the little boys, how they're supposed to live their life. Even when you're talking about politics, logic, statistics, facts, they tell. Stories are what move people. We think we're rational animals. That's what most people think. They think that they're smart in their own way, that they're basically a good person, and that they make good decisions. Those are the 3 laws of human nature. Hint to all of my Nove book club, book summary, book club members. You know what I mean? I said that wrong. Our Nove book summary, book club members, you know, that's a little hint from laws of human nature. But it's stories, not white papers, that create emotion. And it's emotion that leads to action. Stories have been a universal constant throughout history, and some of us still don't feel the need to really rock with these stories, right? I'm saying you got to tell more stories. Imagine if I say 500,000 people worldwide have died from COVID, so you should wear a mask. Now compare that to a 3-month-old baby died yesterday from the virus, and the parents urge you, they beg you to wear a mask. Right? Which one hits you harder? See, stories speak directly to the best in each of us. Our compassion, our nobility, our enthusiasm, our inspiration. That's what stories do for us. And if you learn to tell stories, what will happen is now you have the ability to use that emotion to move your audience. You're multiplying your influence, right? I don't care what kind of business you have. Learn to tell stories, before and after stories. When you see someone's in a certain situation, tell a story about another client you had that was in that same situation that is now living a good life. Here's law number 4. So tell more stories and give me a share. Tell more stories and give me a share. Here's law number 4. Be an authority. Be an authority, right? Be an authority. What am I saying? Because leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what leadership is. So, you know, think about it. Are you more likely to cooperate if a doctor tells you, here, take this medication? Or are you more likely to listen to a stranger, right? Are you more likely to move out the fast lane on a highway if a police car, you know, or a smart car is just barreling down on you from behind, flashing its lights, right? What I'm saying is, the reason that doctors have the shortest sales cycle in all of commerce is because there's authority that's attached to that lab coat. I'm going to do a whole training on the Kaizen Academy about how to create authority. There are some really simple ways that you can create authority that more entrepreneurs need to take advantage of, and you don't. Like, you need to join organizations and get a leadership position. This creates authority, because what we are more likely to do is, when you have influence in one area, then we give you, when you have authority, let me be clear, in one area, we tend to give it to you in all other areas. Y'all have heard me tell a joke about, you sign up a doctor, you know, or you got a doctor and he comes to you at this meeting and he's like, hey guys, I just now joined this business. I want y'all to come on and join with me. What we gonna do? Join the doctor. Is it because the doctor went to business school? They have an MBA? No, most times they don't. They don't know nothing about business, but because they're a doctor, we automatically give them influence in all these other areas. Am I making sense? They did a study that showed that real estate agents could increase their business by literally 15% simply by having a receptionist get on there. Man, y'all didn't even tell me. I still got the like, comment, share, and subscribe thing up, which I hope you do. And follow me on Instagram at No Money Down King. But y'all didn't even let me know I still got that on the screen. Here's today's title: How to Create Influence for Business Owners. All right. But one study showed that real estate agents could increase their business by 15% simply by having a receptionist tell callers about that realtor's qualification before the realtor takes the call. Ain't that cold? You can do the same thing by showcasing testimonies, putting them all over your website, putting them all over your marketing material, hanging your diplomas in your office, right? Having celebrities endorse your company or endorse you personally. And if you lack any real authority, you can project it by speaking confident. You can project it by dressing well. Or what you do is you get somebody to edify you. You get somebody else to sing your praises in front of the person that you're trying to influence. I don't care if you're in the dating world. Y'all remember, what is it? Shy Brother. One of them movies, I think the 5 Heartbeats, 2 of the characters did a whole shy boy routine. And the one dude would go over to the girl and say, that's my brother, but he's, you know what I mean? Y'all get it? So what I'm saying is all of this creates authority, and this is what you want. This multiplies your influence. So that's law number 4, be an authority. Here's law number 5, be likable. Somebody say, be likable, and give me a share. Be likable and share this with an authority partner. Be likable. Yeah, I think it was the 5 Heartbeats. Appreciate that, Allie. Here's what I mean by be likable. The real you is the best you, right? The real you is the best you. This is the law of likability. The real you is the best you. You ever found yourself saying about somebody, man, she's brilliant? It's probably, y'all, because you see in her a bunch of traits you admire in yourself, right? Now, what if instead you a LA Clippers fan and you're trying to convert somebody from the LA Lakers? Well, there's a bunch of tactics that you're going to have to try and employ. First of all, you know, I teach that you'd be wasting your time because there's always 3 types of customers. There's a diehard, there's the negotiator, like the haggler, and then there are the people that stuck and hate it, right? Chances are that's going to be a losing proposition for you. I hope Demeter is somewhere listening right now. If people are too headstrong, then you're wasting your time talking to them. But there are tactics you can do to pull people closer to you, right? Like small talk. Effective salespeople start by asking a lot of questions about you, your kids, your job, your interest, right? So they can find commonalities. That ain't just empty, shallow banter, y'all. That is a tactic. You get what I'm saying? That is a tactic. They've done, you know, crazy studies about negotiation. And, you know, they had this one where they told one group to get straight to business and the other half to come to an agreement first. The other group, one group was told to get straight to business and come to an agreement. The other half was said, hey, let's exchange pleasantries first, exchange personal information. And their success rate, the ones that exchanged personal information, where now you're not just a business card in front of me. Now you're not just a social security card in front of me, but now I know a little something about you. The success rate shot up 90%. All I'm saying is get people to like you and your influence is going to skyrocket. Here's law number 6, create scarcity. Praise, like gold and diamonds, owes its value only to its scarcity. That's a good quote for you, man. I forgot who said that. But praise, just like gold, just like diamonds, owes its value only to scarcity. This one cat named Daniel Kahneman, he did something amazing, right? He won a Nobel Prize for proving that people ain't as rational as they think. He showed that we obsess over avoiding losses, right? We obsess over taking we don't want to take no losses. We'd rather take calculated risks, right? That's how most of us are. This is why we stay in a job or stay in a relationship that's not bad instead of risking the career change for something that's great. Because we're always thinking like, well, it could be worse. You see what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? We choose unhappiness over uncertainty. And that's why we're easily motivated by scarcity. We want more of what there's less of. Somebody write that in your comments. Write that in your notes. We want more of what there's less of. I can't tell you. We just now did a Black Friday sale that lasted till Cyber Monday. We sold more on the last day than we did the rest of the other days combined, because that's the way the world works. If you want to grow your influence, show a person what they'll miss out on if they don't cooperate. Does that make sense? Here's law number 7. Appeal to reason. Appeal to reason, right? Think about it, y'all. When you get right down to brass tacks, the only real way to influence anybody is to talk about what they want and then show them how to get it. Talk about what they want and then show them how to get it. Does this make sense? Now, I'm not saying we're going to be like that dude from Star Trek who's just pure logic, the Vulcan Spock, right? But what I am saying is that you want to make sure that you're crystal clear on what they want, and then you're showing them how to get it. Great arguments are always going to present, and I don't mean argument like you going back and forth like a bickering couple, but I'm saying great arguments, great platforms of logic that you're standing on are going to present these airtight, watertight reasons that somebody should do what you want them to do. Am I making sense? I'm going to tell you something. This is why people vote for people, because they don't want the other guy to get in. That sounds counterintuitive, but a lot of times that's a strong reason for us to move. In Atlanta, we just now experienced that just yesterday, because a lot of people know nothing about the candidate who won. I believe he won. But what they knew about the lady is that she wanted to shut down all the strip clubs in Atlanta. They was like, not on my watch. And people voted who probably never voted in a mayoral race ever before. You get what I mean? Because of logic. Now, you can certainly develop the skill of arguing, right? You know, you can develop, through Toastmasters, you can join debate clubs, but also reason is never going to be as powerful as emotion. That ain't what we're saying. But if you're after short-term influence, use emotion. If you're after long-term influence, you got to make sure you're standing on logic. Here's law number 8, trade. Trade. Law number 8 is trade. The law of reciprocity. Zig Ziglar, since I've been quoting him today. You can have anything you want in life as long as you'll help other people get what they want. If you can't get what you want through emotion, if you can't get what you want through reason, if you can't get what you want through being likable, there's always bribery. There's always trade. You hear what I'm saying to you? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That old saying persists for a reason. You hear what I'm saying? Mark, you crazy, dog. But this is what I'm saying to you. If you can't appeal in no other way, then just appeal to their baser self-interest. 48 Laws of Power says it beautifully. Never appeal to mercy, never appeal to gratitude, but only self-interest. Robert Cialdini, who wrote the book on influence, literally, he talked about how they did a study where they showed that a diner's tips increase by like 23% just because the waiter brought a couple mints with the bill. I can't tell you how I'm surprised more waiters don't know this. If I was a waiter, if I was a restaurant owner, I would be sharing this information like nobody's business. I cannot believe that I get so few things when people bring me the bill. If I was a waiter, I'm talking about just bringing drinks for free. I'd be doing anything I could because I'm there for the tips. But people don't know, so they can't grow. Here's law number 6, encourage consistency, right? We all have a special place of disdain in our heart for the flip-flopper, right? The person who says one thing on Monday and then they do a whole nother thing on Tuesday. Don't we all hate that? I don't even have to know you and I know you hate it, right? Isn't that crazy? So what you want to do is that, take advantage of the fact that when it comes to our own behavior, we'll do backflips to appear consistent. Effective influencers, especially salespeople, they notice. That's why they get you saying yes at the start of a conversation. And they avoid all questions that could make you possibly say no. Once you said no, All your pride and personality demands you remain consistent with yourself. This is why when people give you an objection, you don't tell them they stupid. All you're going to make them do is dig in their heels and really show you they mean no. So that's why you always agree first. You get what I'm saying to you? But back to the point. You want to encourage consistency, millionaire. You want to encourage consistency. You know, one thing that I had y'all do, if you're millionaire minded, I had you write out your dream lifestyle. And then I had you put it, you know, on a note card, and then keep that in your pocket. Keep that in your purse. Put that up on the refrigerator. Put it around where you have to see it. Why? I mean, you can try this with your own goals is what I'm saying, because you want to remain consistent. Doctor's offices, they find that if they get the person, they can reduce missed appointments by 18-20% just by making a patient write out their own appointment card, you know, at the previous checkup. Because writing it down makes it more of a commitment to our brains. And here's law number 10. It's the last one I got for you for Skill Set Wednesdays. You know, every Wednesday we talking about skill set. If you are not participating on Skill Set Wednesdays, you're really missing out, because every Wednesday my goal is to give you something that can increase your skill set. A lot of times we do mindset, we do heart set. Every Wednesday is always skill set. And if you have not joined yet, make sure you join, you know, by texting @MillMind to 81010 if you want to know what tonight's topic is going to be for Obsessed with Success. Every Wednesday evening at 5:15 p.m. Eastern, we do Obsessed with Success, where we do a deeper dive into some of this. You do not want to miss tonight's training. I promise you that. But I'm not going to even tell y'all what it is yet. Join the text message system and find out. But here's law number 10, y'all. Build a consensus. Build a consensus. Build a consensus. What is that? It's affirmation time right after this one, y'all. So start calling in now. We want to be consistent not only with ourselves, but with other people. Ain't that something? It's called peer pressure when you were back in high school, right? Peer pressure is a part of every high schooler's experience. But check it out. It operates on adults too. It operates on adults too, y'all. I'm going to tell you something. There are people who do no drinking, and then they give in when everybody else in the bar starts egging on. And it'd be like, drink, 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 drink. Now everybody else, right? Peer pressure. It works. Human evolution has put something in our DNA that says if we get kicked out the tribe, we die. Right? That's what human evolution has done to us. Because, you know, back in the day, like, who's going to protect you while you sleep? And a bear just come and jump on your head or something, right? Who's going to help you hunt? Who's going to help you? Who's going to watch your back? So to be kicked out the tribe, to be ostracized, meant you died. You can leverage this, right? You can leverage this by helping people feel a part of a group. You want to build consensus. If you're trying to convince your boss that we need to start using less paper, what you do is you build a coalition, right? Then you bring him into that fold. They call that herd or flock mentality. I won't belabor the point because we out of time. I hope this has been helpful to you. But success in life, y'all, means getting what you want at least the majority of the time. You got to work on your influence. So I challenge you to go back through these. I want you to put the one you most need to work on in the comments. Can you do that for me? If you're going to do that for me, put I commit in the comments. I really want to see which of these you're going to work on the most. I love you all. It's affirmation time. Call in right now. No more relying on weak arguments. No more relying on coercion, begging, nagging, or tantrums, right? What we're going to do is become more of an authority. We're going to become more influential, you know? A small note before we go. You know, teachers were the first influencers. You know what I mean? Think about that. Why? Because they have authority based on the fact they know something you don't know. Ain't that something? Yeah. Welcome to the email. Welcome to the newsletter list, Mel. I'm glad you joined. And welcome to the text message system, my man Will. My man Will. Okay. I love it. All right, y'all. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. I